Welcome back to Stoic Wisdomtv. In this article, I'm going to analyze the relationship between you and your pet. Did you know that your relationship with your dog, cat, or other pet has a much greater spiritual impact than you might think? The Bible has a clear message about them, and what it says may surprise or even alarm you. Animals are more than just companions. They are an important part of God's divine purpose. Yet, this is a truth that few people realize, because when we ignore their health or treat them with indifference, it doesn't just affect them. It can also harden your heart and cause you to lose the kindness that God expects of you today. I'll explain how your love for animals can bring you closer to God, and the spiritual consequences of neglecting this responsibility. What you're about to learn can forever change the way you look at things. Animals haven't missed this since the beginning of time. When the voice of God was still resounding in heaven and on earth, a miracle occurred between the endless sky and the vast, newly formed land. God spoke a command that would change the course of existence forever. Let the earth bring forth living creatures according to their kind. And so came into being from the dust animals majestic, birds flying in the sky and creatures swarming in the ocean. Everything is well explained and in perfect harmony with God's plan. Have you ever thought about this? That animals are living in your home right now and that their eyes are looking at you with unwavering loyalty is no coincidence. They are part of that moment. Just as God's perfection was shaped in creation, so every species has a place in God's plan, not only in the world but in your life. They are not there by chance. Their presence in your home is a living reminder of the goodness and beauty that God has placed in the world from the beginning. In Genesis chapter 2 we witness a remarkable moment. God created all the animals on earth, one by one. He brought them before Adam. Imagine that scene, Adam watching with a pure spiritual connection. They named each animal and recognized its purpose and nature. This act was not only an old friend in creation, but also a profound symbol of the special bond between man and animal. By naming them, Adam gave them more than just an identity. He established a lasting connection, a recognition that they too are part of God's divine plan. Think about the animals that have come into your life. Perhaps you remember the day you adopted your dog or that stray cat that you chose to give him a home. Is it really a coincidence, or like Adam? Did God place that creature in your path for something greater, your pet? Don't just fill your home with joy. They are there to fulfill a purpose you may not fully understand, to provide just care for the needs of animals, but the heart of the wicked is cruel. Proverb 1210, this simple yet powerful verse reminds us that caring for animals is not a trivial act. Rather, it reflects the justice and compassion that God has in store for us. Every time you feed, protect, or comfort an animal, you are reflecting the character of a God who cares for all that He creates. Think about it. Isn't a dog's unconditional love for its owner a glimpse of the boundless love God has for us? Isn't a cat's gentle presence a reminder of the peace God wants us to experience? Just as they reflect divine qualities, your care for them reflects kindness and God's grace works through you. When you love your pet, you are not just doing something nice for him or her. You are acting as a channel for God's love and justice on earth. This action grows your spiritual life because you are putting into practice what the Creator Himself intended. Whatever you did to one of the least of these, you did to me. Matthew 25:40. While this passage directly refers to helping others, the principle can also be extended to animals who are vulnerable and dependent on us for their well-being. Every time you show kindness to a creature that cannot care for itself, God realizes that He values every act of care. With every sacrifice you make, you are protecting one of His smallest creations. Have you ever felt an unexplainable connection while caring for your pet? A sense of joy and peace that seem to permeate your home, and not just a happy moment? It is a spiritual blessing. God rewards those who make the effort to care for His creation. And while those rewards don't always come right away, they manifest in ways that change your life. Imagine the eternal impact of your actions. Every act of love for your pet carries a spiritual resonance that pleases the Creator. It's not just about them. It's about how these acts shape your character, refine your soul, and bring you closer to God. The Bible promises that one day wolves will live with the sheep. The leopard will lie down with the goat, the calf, and the lion, and a little child will lead them. Isaiah 11:69. This prophetic vision from Isaiah is more than poetry. It is a glimpse of God's kingdom, where harmony and peace will reign. In that promised future, all of creation will be in harmony, with humans and animals living together in perfect harmony, free from pain, fear, and suffering. Loving your animals today is a foretaste of that kingdom. When you care for them, you are practicing the values of heaven, peace, compassion, and unity that we will all experience one day. Just as every loving act toward your pet prepares you for that glorious future, every bark, purr, and bird call in your neighborhood is a reminder that God's plan involves not just people, but all of creation. You do this by living in harmony with the animals around you. You focus on a divine vision of the world will be restored before we move on. If you enjoyed this video, please support us by liking it and subscribing to the channel. This not only motivates us, but also allows us to reach more people with messages like this. Thank you for joining this community and helping us share this special content in the Bible. God calls us to reflect His merciful and just nature in every aspect of our lives. However, when we neglect or abuse animals, we deviate from that purpose and neglect the sacred responsibility entrusted to us. While this topic may make you feel uncomfortable, it is important to consider the consequences of our actions or inactions, which not only affect animals, but also us and the environment. Furthermore, we must consider the needs of animals in a fair manner. But the heart of the wicked is cruel. Proverbs 12:10. When we ignore the suffering of an animal or treat it with indifference, something begins to change within us. Our hearts, which were designed by God to be compassionate, can harden. Every time we choose to close our eyes to the suffering of a defenseless creature, we take a step toward hardened character, cruelty, or abandonment. Bullying not only harms animals, it also makes them less able to show empathy and love to those around them. A hardened heart does not simply ignore animals. It becomes far removed from the love and compassion that God calls us to have for all people. What message do we send to the world, to our families, and to ourselves when we are indifferent to the suffering of living creatures? The Bible says it clearly. Justice and kindness are not optional. They are the nature of humans that reflect the character of God. God brought man into the Garden of Eden to cultivate and care for it. Genesis 2:15, God has given us a special role as stewards of His creation. Caring for animals is an extension of that responsibility. However, when we fail to fulfill this calling, we are rejecting the mission that God entrusted to us in the first place. Every animal that crosses our path, every pet that becomes part of our family, is an opportunity to fulfill this purpose, but in doing so we neglect or ignore their safety. We are failing in our mission as guardians of God's handiwork. Animals are much more sensitive than we often think. They not only sense their physical surroundings, they also record emotions and the energy around them. A home where when animals are neglected or abused, it can quickly become stressful and emotionally unstable. There are many real-life examples. Documented cases show that animals living in abusive homes often become aggressive and distrustful. This is a reflection of the damage they have suffered. Dogs that are neglected or abandoned often exhibit severe stress, such as constant barking or destructive behavior. Even cats that are known for being independent can develop stress-related illnesses if they do not feel safe in their environment. A recent article told the story of a dog who, after years of abuse, bit his owner in self-defense. These situations are not the animal's fault, but a direct result of the environment to which he is exposed. When we neglect their health, we set them on an irreversible path and rob them of their natural instincts of love and loyalty. But it is not only the animals that suffer. A stressful and neglected home can affect the entire family. Pent-up negative emotions not only affect animals, but also people living under the same roof. On the other hand, if a house values and loves animals, your belongings, so that love will change into an atmosphere of peace, joy, and unity. In Numbers 22:21-33 we find one of the most amazing stories in the Bible. Balaam, a man known for his ability to bless or curse with the power of his words, receives orders from God. He was not supposed to curse the people of Israel, but was tempted by the reward that King Balak offered him. However, on the way to Moab, Balaam decided to disobey. God sent an angel with a sword to block his way, but Balaam, blinded by his own ambition, did not see this. It was his donkey, a seemingly ordinary and insignificant animal, who saw the danger 3 times. The donkey tried to save Balaam by leaving the road, stopping and even lying down. However, Balaam responded by hitting the ball. Finally, God opened the donkey's mouth and it spoke reproachfully. "Balaam, what have I done to you to make you pay for your cruelty? He struck me 3 times. God opened Balaam's eyes and he saw angels blocking his path, ready to kill him. Balaam later realized that the donkey had saved his life. This story is more than just a biblical curiosity. It is a reminder that God can even use animals to protect us, guide us, and get our attention when we stray from His will. How often does the animal in your life act in unexpected ways, like telling you something or warning you of danger? Is that a coincidence? Maybe God is using that creature to show you His care and purpose. The power of animals to protect and help us isn't limited to the Bible. We see it every day in real life. There are countless heartwarming stories that show how animals become protectors, friends, and heroes. Take, for example, the story of Hachiko, a dog from Japan. Hachiko waited for his deceased owner at a train station for years, an act of loyalty and unconditional love that touched the hearts of an entire nation. His story reminds us that animals have a unique bond with us, one that often defies logic. Another example is a cat in Italy who saved his family from a burning house by waking them in the middle of the night with his incessant meowing. Because this animal can't speak, he acted as a watchdog, protecting the people he loved most. And then there are assistance dogs, such as guide dogs for the blind, and even dogs trained to detect diseases like diabetes or cancer before humans can see them. These actions are more than instinct, they are a glimpse into something deeper, a purpose that connects animals to our lives in profound and extraordinary ways. When you love and care for the animals God has placed in your life, you are not only helping them, you are honoring His creation. Every act of love reflects His compassion and prepares you to live according to the values of His kingdom. A dog, cat, or special animal cannot be with you by accident. They have a purpose, and so do you. Love and care for them. And learn from them. Every moment you spend with them is an opportunity to connect with God's plan and reflect His goodness. Do you think your relationship with animals has had an impact on your life? Share your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to subscribe and share this video with other animal lovers. Thanks for watching. I hope this message touched your heart and brought clarity to your love for animals and your relationship with your pet. If you find this content useful, please read the following. Subscribe to the channel for more inspiring content. Like this and share this video with your friends and family. Comment below to share your thoughts and experiences on this topic. God bless you, and may your dreams bring you peace, hope, and understanding. See you in the next video.